I saw a funny Twitter comment that said it should be Cat Williams. That Cat Williams basically predicted the year before it happened. Fuck that. Did you hear that Donald Trump has been named Times Magazine Person of the Year for the second time?
Yeah, I just saw that like a few hours ago, actually.
So Trump has been named Person of the Year. And before I make my big statement, do you agree with that?
2024. Yeah, definitely. I think, who else? I mean, I try to think of any other person, but I think definitely he seems like the guy.
Yeah. I saw a funny Twitter comment that said it should be Cat Williams. That Cat Williams basically predicted the year before it happened. Fuck that. And I want to make a bigger statement. I'm not a Republican. I'm not conservative. I think I try to be more in the middle, if there's anything like that in the US now.
No.
Yeah, for me, Donald Trump is definitely, I think, deserving of Person of the Year for Times Magazine. But not only that, I want to make a bold statement. I was doing a little bit of research on American presidents, and I was trying to figure out how was the Democrat different from the Republican? How was Bush different from Obama? How was Clinton different from Bush? How was Father Bush different? And I realized somehow, and I'm very curious as to what our comment section would think. I realized that Donald Trump seems to be the most unique American president in like the last 40 years or so.
What do you mean unique?
The most impactful, the one with the most radical
100%,
ideology, and follows through with it. Like the Democrats and the Republicans, in the past they would say the same thing different ways and just a tiny bit of calibration to create differences. Trump, on the other hand, has strong beliefs in his positions, and he implements a lot of those things. And it sort of feels to me that he has been the most impactful American president in a long time. When it comes to a president marking their, like, you know, they put their feet on the ground and say, this is my tenure. I know that George Bush did big stuff. When you think about Obama, when you think about George Bush, they had certain things that also marked their regime, right? Obama being the first black president. There was the Medicaid stuff. There was the killing of Osama bin Laden. For George Bush, there was the Afghanistan stuff, the 9/11 attack. Yeah. But those things, when you look at Trump, those things, terrorism in Obama, terrorism in George Bush, it didn't seem like they were too different in their outcomes, in their ideology, in the delivery of many of those things. But Donald just feels very different from the rest. It's clearly showing that it's coming from a different class. It's coming from the wealth class. I mean, you can argue the Bush family is also the wealth class, but somehow the Bush family is the wealth class, but they're extremely politically exposed. But the Trump's name is just business. And the impact, it's, to me, I would give him American president of the decade. No. The last two decades.
I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, I wouldn't be able to comment on that. But one thing is certain, he's an absolute radical. He came with a different ideology and he came with a different playbook. That is one thing that I give him props for. Like, I think he's the one that actually reminisced, that looked back and realized like, yo, US isn't that guy anymore. Like, America needs to be great again. It's not currently great and it needs to be. And that is new. And that has been what I feel like a lot of Americans have been feeling for a while, that resonates deeply. And that's why I think he was able to also spend so little compared to like Democrats on his campaign, and he still won. That's like $400 million for like $1 billion. That's a massive gap. And he still won. So I feel like definitely he is different. President of the decade, I don't know.
I mean, the decade has been him and 2 years of Obama, him and Biden. So I think I said president of 2 decades.
I mean, I would have to do some research to give you an answer to that. Oops. But top of mind, if I have to give you something now, I think I'll go for Obama. I don't know why, but that's what I would say right now. But then if I would have to look into things, but like, I would just be like, yeah, okay.
I think there's a strong argument for Barack as well. I think my issue, maybe I'm being unfair to Barack because when Barack Obama was president of the United States, it felt to me like at that time, with what I knew then, it was absolutely the one. But after the fact, I'm sorry, I don't admire Barack as much anymore. I think Barack is a great politician, but that's what he is. He's a great politician. And maybe I pick Trump because it's not your usual politicians. The older I get, I do not appreciate the usual politicians, no matter how great they are. And I can appreciate their intelligence. I can appreciate their tenacity. I can appreciate how well they speak. And all these things Obama has. All intelligence and stuff, people like Olusegun Obasanjo in Nigeria and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they have those things. But as people, admiration itself, there's respect for Obama from my side. Absolutely. There's respect to people like Tinubu from my side. But the admiration that I see in being different, in not being a politician, a leader that is not a politician just feels to me like a better leader.
One thing that I like about Donald also is like, it's unpredictable, right? You can't really tell what his next move is going to be. He says a lot of things. And now that I saw this other side of him, like him actually not being this goofball that he tries to be on social media, right? Then I know for sure this guy still, he moves strategically, right?
This is the thing. His childlike honesty draws me. I'm not a fan. I won't even lie. Like I admire Trump as like at the moment. I wasn't a fan in the past, but the more comparison that I make, the childlike honesty that he has in what he believes in. I'm not saying that he's always saying is always right. It's not about right. It's like whether he's right or wrong. The way he just says what he believes in or what he's thinking for me, it feels so unpolitical. It looks like someone that does not understand politics. And for me, that's just easier to trust.
To follow. 100%.
Follow.
I feel like
that. Anyways, in conclusion, Time Person of the Year, I think we're both on the same page.
Trump, definitely.